I said, all right, who is ready to get energized tonight? I tried getting my son, he's here at the office with me, he's 6, and I tried getting him to say, who's ready to get energized? But he was too shy to do it. So, guys, lots of good things are happening, and I'm glad you guys are with us. Do me a favor. If you're out there, let's see your faces. Give everybody a wave, give everybody a shout, turn on your cameras. Let's get some activity going on. Let's wake some people up. Come on, guys, turn on your cameras. We know you're out there. Turn them on, give everybody a wave. Let's see your beautiful faces. Light up the screen. All right, we got everybody coming on. Man, it's good to see you guys all. It's great to see you guys all. Love seeing faces. I like to talk to people. I know in today's day and age, so many people are wrapped up in, you know, texting and you know, I'm one of those good old fashioned people that like just to talk to people. Go ahead and tell them I'm on a meeting. So guys, we have a lot of updates to give tonight. I want to give you a few. I'm going to make mine short. I'm going to make it sweet. Go on the other side, Jared. Go on the other side. I'm going to make mine short. I'm going to make it sweet. The animation that I'm doing for, you know, the presentation that I'm doing, the animation. Hold on just a second, guys.
And cut to commercial.
I'm sorry. It's, you know, many of you guys who have kids can understand. He's talking. My mom just happened to call at the same time this meeting starts, so my son's talking to grandma. So, so the animation, guys, that I'm doing is the animator came back with the initial animation. We're having some revisions done on it, and it looks really good overall. So I'm hoping to be sharing that with you guys in the next few days. Also, another thing, hold on one second, guys. All right, I don't want to have a bunch of background noise. So I'm hoping to share that animation with you guys in the next few days. Also, we have been extremely busy working on the website. Extremely busy. And guys, it's taken a little bit longer than had planned, but we should have that done in the next few days, we're hoping. So it's taken a little bit longer. Have a little bit of patience. Chris is going to give you an update on that as well. Alan's going to give you a very positive update on the patent that we are filing on our Infinity NFT technology. Really exciting things are happening there. And then we are in anticipation, waiting for our release, our listings to be listed on CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, Dap Radar, DeFi Pulse, and some of those listing exchanges. So those have been filed, and we're just waiting for them to be listed. Hopefully that's going to be very soon. And the only other update, guys, I have to give you today is the press release that is going out. It has been wrote, and it is killer. I can't wait for you guys to read this press release. It is, you know, it's got a really good message that really just leaves people wanting more info about energy. And so we're going to be releasing that with a major publication here once the new website's up and once the listings take place on all the different listing platforms. And you know, I can't wait to share that with you. But at this time, I want to keep mine short and sweet. As you guys know, I got my son at the office. I'm juggling 50 things at once. And I'm going to turn it over to Chris because he's going to give you a much better update tonight than I can. Chris?
Right. All right. Thanks, Dwayne. Thanks, Peter. So guys, I'm super excited to show you some things and to make a big announcement for you and to kind of prime the pump a little bit of what's been happening. we've all been doing kind of our separate things and getting what I call phase 1 and phase 2 complete of NRGY. And I'm going to go through that list with you tonight so you can see the things that are done and things that are coming and things that are more in like the phase 2B and phase 3. This is really important. And let me just preface before I show you anything. I've had some people reach out to me this week. I've reached out to quite a few people to give them a heads up that something is big is coming. You've seen my posts on the group. You've seen the Twitter posts, hopefully. You know there's something up our sleeve here. And believe it or not, we've been working on it for almost 2 months. We just been very quiet about it. But in going into that, this is really important to know. We could have done things much differently. And typically in crypto, you see this happen. A lot of times coins don't have a lot of utility or value. They come out, I mean, you guys know there's so many cryptocurrencies, they come out, there's an enormous supply and they do nothing. They have very little utility out there, or maybe they have a plan, but it's not a business. And so I had a couple people reach out to me here the last few days and say, Chris, you know, I've seen NRGY go way up to $700, $800, and now it's back down here and people are selling and you know, call it names and all this stuff. And I kind of just chuckle in a way because it's completely irrelevant to where we're going. It's the market and the market is the market, but it's a lot of it has to do with the kind of temperament of the people looking for something that's a quick fix and then they're on to the next thing. And if it's not that quick fix today, they complain and they get frustrated. And I get it. And maybe we should have done a better job to share this, but what we could have done 2 things, and we did one thing, and I'm going to share with you what we could have done. When we released NRGY, the DeFi system, the DeFi part of it, we could have just launched funnels. Trust me, we had this conversation, and I even considered it. We could have launched funnels and pumped up that coin and pumped up NRGY and gave you guys something to really market and get people really jazzed about, right? And spent a lot of time and resources on that. And yes, NRGY would have been, in my opinion, 1,500, 2,000, who knows where it would have been with that kind of traction, right? Instead of doing that, we decided not to do that. And here's why, is rather than just pump up this inflated idea of a DeFi project, because yes, it's easy to make things exciting when they're new. We decided to say, hey, let's not launch a funnel that's just empty. And let's build the infrastructure because we have to treat this like a business. And that's the difference between, I think, NRGY and some of these other coins is what's the primary goal of a business? Anybody know? Put it in the chat. What's the #1 job of a business to do? What is it? Put it in the chat. Who's got the answer? What's the #1 job? If you own a business, what's its #1 job that business needs to do? Solving a problem? Well, it's not really its goal, right? Make a profit, bring in revenue. You don't have a business if you don't have revenue. And when it comes to a coin, the tokenomics of a coin, if you don't solve problems, right, and you don't bring in revenue, meaning outside people, if people aren't interested in the thing that you're solving, then the coin is useless. It's just a pump and a dump, and it's just this empty promise, right? So we spent all this time, said, you know what, if we're going to do this, let's go all in on this. Yes, it's going to take a little bit longer. Yes, you're not going to see this huge spike and all this hype. But what happens is now you have patents and now you have infrastructure and now you can scale. And now all of a sudden, all these big institutional investors are paying attention to you because you did your homework and you did it the right way, right? And now all of a sudden you have the infrastructure using our technology, which is iNFTs, to be able to bring in revenue that are autonomous, right? That's the key thing about NRGY. You guys understand this. NRGY has all these opportunities to bring in royalties, and all those different things bring in independent revenue. And that independent revenue builds this economy, unlike anything else that's out there. So to build that infrastructure was everything, because we knew we could go get those businesses that are making 3, 4, 5, 10 million a year and bring their iNFTs like that. And what does that do? That's instant revenue. And you could do that 10 times, 100 times over, because nobody has what we have. And it's such a huge opportunity for those businesses to go from 5 to 10 million to 30 to 80 million. It is the mechanism that will help businesses do that. I guarantee you. right? And so in order to do that, you can't just launch a hype website and pump a coin up and expect that to happen. It won't. So we made the decision to do it the longer way, the right way, not put it on CoinMarketCap, not do all that other stuff, because we had to get the technology just really rounded out, right? The legal contracts, the royalty contracts, the licensing, the legal team, all of that had to be in place. And that's why every week you hear these big developments and things that are happening. But that's why we are where we are. And in the end, here very soon, you all that are here that spend the time to come to these calls every week are going to be the ones that benefit in such a big way. And I bet my life on it. And I mean that sincerely. All right. So let me share my screen. I'm going to go through the new website. I'm going to go through some stuff. I'm going to go through what's coming. I'm going to go through all this cool stuff. So pay attention. I'll cruise through this as fast as I can. All right. So.
Hey, Chris, while you're getting that ready, everybody wants your hat.
I'm sorry, Peter already had dibs on the hat. He was the first one. I posted what was that, like a story on my Instagram or Facebook or something. And I literally just cut this out of vinyl and ironed it on the hat just because I had some videos I had to get done. And I was like, oh, it'll look with like a white N on there. And so Peter's like, when did we start making hats? I'm like, today. That's coming, you guys. It's just, all right. So phase one, we launched NRGY. You guys should be able to read this. I apologize if it's small, try to blow it up, go full screen, whatever. First thing is, and this is complete, all this stuff is done. NRGY DeFi staking contract, the reward system, all the rewards that you guys get, that is done. That was in place. That's phase one. The NRGY DeFi builder system, community builder, right? The referral system, done. The core community development. So basically, trying to bring the community together, create communication channels, the social media, all those things established, right? The technologies and the smart contract protocols have just finished. So a lot of the stuff that was just kind of lingering, Alan got done, the team got done. So that's done. Security protocols protecting from hackers. We did have bots. I won't want to say they're hackers because you can't hack it, but it's like these bots that take advantage of, price liquidity. And so the buy and sell really quick. We put security protocols in place so that can't happen ever again. Technologies and all the smart contract protocols. So all the iNFT infrastructure, you guys, that had to be complete first and foremost, so you could file the patents. The patents have been filed. There's a few other little things lingering on there, but that is done. The iNFT legal team and counsel, this is a big deal because we're talking royalties. And because it's royalties, when somebody creates an iNFT, whether that's a development project, a music, a YouTube video, or anything, when that person starts making licensing revenue, right, they make royalties, and you as a stakeholder in that iNFT are owed a piece of that. We have to have legal contracts that are binding, that are solid in stone, so you guys get that. And we also had to have infrastructure in the smart contract to say, what if that musician decided not to pay royalties this month? What would happen? What would secure you, the stakeholders? A lot of little things that you have to think about. So all that's done, super awesome. You can thank Alan for that. He's the mad scientist that thinks through all that stuff. It's kind of brain damage. The iNFT are all legal documents for royalty licensing contracts, all of that. Most of it's done, I would say 90% for the most part, okay? So that creates the foundation, and that's where we are today. Now let's talk about the second phase next week, okay? You all heard me posting, and I know I hyped it up because I was excited about it and I want it to happen this week. We have a huge phase 2 release that I've been telling you about, kind of alluding to this new financial mechanism for NRGY. I call it top secret because nobody knows what it is. But that is coming next week. It was supposed to be coming tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to share with you why we're pushing it a few days out. But regardless, it is a next week release, no matter what. And you all are going to get your hands on it first. It's a huge financial advantage for you, for the market, and for NRGY to grow. And it's going to put money, and I'm going to have Alan tell you about the gift that it kind of gives you, a perk, okay, that you guys are going to get immediately over the next 4 weeks. Super awesome, okay? But that's coming. That's part of phase 2 next week. Also next week, we have the brand new website portal for investors, marketing professionals, and creators. You can see that on your left-hand side of the screen. This is the new website. I had to blur some of this out because of the big top secret thing that's launching. It's already built into the new website. So it just goes through the tokenomics, it goes through energy, some information. It goes through super awesome secret sauce, top secret stuff. And it goes into designing, staking. It goes through the rewards of staking on the homepage. Very simple. Goes through the 3 key technologies, right? The application economy, our dApps, the Infinity NFTs, and our distribution network. The 3 key things. Goes into just some benefits of building on our network, why you should do it. And then it just kind of says, okay, to get started, you could stake, you can share the thing, you can create stuff, find iNFTs, invest in all kinds of great intellectual property. For developers, they can build their own dApp, and it shows it'll actually have the instructions of how to get in touch with us to do that. And then if they want to explore, there'll be links at the bottom to explore. Okay, so this will be the new homepage. That will be a centralized version. So it will be on a domain that anybody can access. At the top of the screen, I know it's going to be small for you guys. It'll have Learn, Discover, dApps, Dashboard, New to DeFi, and Get Energy. All right, it's a very simple menu. The Learn will go to a page that, let me show you, called Staking Energy. Now, this is just a comp. I'm not going to show you the final design because it had too many things that I would spill the beans on. But it'll basically, the cool thing that we're doing, and the reason we're delaying this huge release for next week, is because now you'll be able to stake, buy, and swap everything on the main site. You don't have to go to just Community Builder. You'll be able to do it on an information site so people can learn and take action all on the same site. They don't have to go somewhere else. This was quite a feat. This was a big, big deal. So now to stake energy, they'll be able to just connect to your wallet automatically. They'll be able to buy energy and stake right there on the staking page. It'll walk through the rewards. It'll show the rewards, the percentages, give a breakdown of energy staking for anybody that wants to know. And I had to blur out the bottom so you couldn't see the super awesome stuff coming next week. So this is all about staking. People want to know about staking. This page you can go and learn, and you can tell them at the top of the page, as long as your wallet's connected and you have Ethereum, you can get energy and you can stake it right there. Okay. This will also be linked to you. So you don't have to just share your link to Community Builder. The brand new site will be linked to you as well. We got that worked out. There's also another page. So if people want to know how do I get energy and stake, they can go to this page and it just walks them through getting a wallet. Okay, once you get your wallet, buy cryptocurrency. They'll be able to buy right on the page using a relationship we have with Simplex. So be able to buy right there. They don't have to leave the page. And then once they buy it and they have money in their wallet, then they can show that here and they can actually buy energy. And then boom, they can stake it all on the same page. Nobody does this, you guys. Usually you got to go over here and you got to go to this swap and that swap and then come over here and convert that. It's kind of a nightmare, unless you're Alan. And even he gets frustrated. So everything is on one page. So this will be under the learning piece of the home website. So you have get energy, staking, this new page. I can't tell you what it is yet, but you'll have it next week. And then discover is where you'll be able to discover like our FAQs, the white papers, the presentations, dApps, etc. The dApp page is going to go directly to a new marketplace where you'll be able to shop for dApps, check out Star Stake, Cyber City, all these things that are being built. That's where it will go. The dashboard is going to be the new energy manager. Okay. So next week we have the website portal, which is this site and those pages I showed you with this big release. We have a new marketing funnel, 2 of them. I think we'll have next week, at least 1, but we're shooting for 2 that will explain energy, explain this new release. So you guys have something to go out to the market with. This is a big deal. We'll have an integrated purchasing system, which I just showed you right on the page. That's brand new. Presentation materials will come next week with this, the video, the funnels, community building tools, resources for you. Our official listing on things like CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko and some of these others. So that is finally, now we're ready because we'll have the site up and the materials. And then as Dwayne alluded to, we'll have the press releases. The press releases are going to be something that's also very important. Okay, this is all happening next week. That is our promise to you. We were really pushing the team to push this thing out this week, but it just wasn't possible. We wanted to make sure the user experience was good for you guys. But let me show you the new energy manager. This is awesome. I'm so excited for this because this This was a lot of work to build, you guys. It was so much work to make things easy. So this is the new community builder. What it'll look like on the left-hand side, you'll be able to see all DAP revenues and iNFT revenues as a sum. You'll be able to see how much is going in. You'll have your balance of your wallet. Everything's connected right here. You'll be able to see your total staked energy amount. You'll be able to see your rewards. I did blur out a bunch of things on here so you guys wouldn't be too sneaky. You'll have your builder reward numbers. You'll have new milestones. So there'll be 5, 25, and a 500 coin staked milestones. We'll tell you about that next week. All your wallet stats, coin market cap, all that kind of stuff, all the stats, all in your homepage. So you don't have to go anywhere. You can see your whole portfolio right from one screen. This is a big deal. Then if you want to stake, okay, and whether that you want to stake energy or you want to stake an iNFT, it all shows up in the staking page. So you'll be able to see all your earned rewards from all your assets. You'll be able to see all the different charts of how things are growing. You'll be able to stake energy, your Ethereum, USDC, etc. And then you'll have some other portfolio choices, and you'll have a list. Obviously, it's not going to say real estate, but it might say, you know, Shing Belmonte's song. It might say real estate. It might be whatever it is. You'll be able to choose from all your different staking projects. Okay, super cool. And the other screen is your wallet. And this is a pretty basic one where you'll be able to set up, add energy to your MetaMask, kind of what you have now, you know, just your basic stats of your wallet, and just some links in here to go places like Uniswap and so forth. Pretty basic. Now there are 2 other screens I can't show you. One is the share. That's for community builder. Basically, for those of you that want to market this, all your funnels and resources and links will be there. All your stats from your builder rewards will be there. Same with all your stats for iNFT builder stuff. So if you're marketing somebody else's iNFT, your rewards will show up in the share section. Okay. And the last is our learning center. This was super important. It's just basically an online course portal where people can learn about DeFi, learn about all kinds of things that we'll have in there, all right in this manager. Okay. They'll never have to leave. And this is all decentralized, connects to your wallet. Very simple. Okay. You guys still with me? Is this making sense? Good. Thumbs up. Okay. All right. So let me talk about what's coming in the 60-day rollout. So phase 2B after next week is the big push. And this is really the expansion and the release of all the things we've been working up to outside of what happens next week. So the new energy manager that I just showed you, that's coming. So it's a simple asset portfolio management tool. All right. So eventually you could have hundreds of digital assets and iNFTs in there and watching them grow and staking, unstaking, doing all that stuff. New multimedia videos to really put us on the map, to really illustrate the significance of our technology, high production stuff, a very big social media initiative that we have planned. We're looking at launching 6 or more iNFT contracts for the launch of the new marketplace. So when the new marketplace goes live, you'll see, I think we'll have 6, maybe more. That's what we're shooting for. That's our goal of these new opportunities for you guys to invest in these amazing intellectual properties. Okay. And you'll be the first to know about it, which is a huge advantage. Okay. The new iNFT front end system comes out. So basically the marketplace I told you about, you've got the profile pages, kind of like a Kickstarter page where you can look at the story about that IP, what's it about, how much, you know, money's in the staking pool, all that kind of stuff, all the stats. And then you can just, boom, you can stake it right on that profile page. And integrating all that data into the new energy manager. Okay. So you don't have to go a million different places. The internal Dap products. So these, you guys have heard us talk about these. These are been built. They're still being built. They're expected to roll out in the next 60 days. Star Stake is one. Obviously can't roll out Star Stake without all the iNFT and the energy manager, right? And the patents being in place. So we've held the front end off to be able to build some of this other stuff. So that's coming out in the next 60 days. Cyber City is in the works right now. I work with the team every day on it. It's a monster. I'm going to show you something cool here in a second about that. And Dap Works. Dap Works is kind of like an decentralized agencies. So when people come in through Cyber City or Energy, they'll be able to go through kind of a cool workshop to learn how to either create their own Dap or create their own iNFT and see if they kind of qualify or if it makes sense. So it doesn't waste their time, it doesn't waste our time, and we really attract some amazing IP and amazing talent to be able to bring it into our ecosystem. Okay, so those are the 3 internal Daps that we're working on, not counting the outside ones. Okay, and then a full marketing system for energy for those of you that want to market it, the iNFTs, all that kind of stuff. Okay. That is the 60-day rollout. Next week is probably the biggest. I could be wrong, but I will say next week is the biggest rollout we've had in the last 20 some weeks. It is a big, huge, huge, huge deal, both financially for you guys and where you're at. And Alan's going to tell you a little thing that's going to happen for you, just a little piece, which is a huge thing. And next week, you're going to get all the goodies. Okay. One thing I do want to mention before I bring on Alan is Cyber City, just so you guys know, is what I believe is going to be the catalyst that takes us to the masses. And here's why. Cyber City is built as an educational portal to teach people about what is DeFi, what is an iNFT, what is a royalty, right? How you could never really make money in royalties before, right? Unless you were you had some kind of licensing contract with talent, or you're a manager or something. It just wasn't available. It wasn't accessible for average people. You know, people I've worked with over the years, I would love to have royalties and contracts. Now, I have contracts with companies where I get equity, but it's different, right? And so the last company I built, one of the systems I built, similar to how Cyber City is being built, we used it to market digital products. I'll show you a screenshot of how that looks. This is what it used to be called iPass. I still have it hosted on a server. It had all these stats, and the thing about it is it brought them through a process, okay? Some of you that have been around and know me long enough probably having a deja vu moment here, seeing all this stuff. But we had this process that we would bring people through, and it would just go through a step-by-step thing. It was very linear. They couldn't click anything on the site other than go from one step to the next step to the next step until they got to whatever the call to action was. It worked brilliantly. It worked very, very well, but it was limited by the kind of financial system that existed at the time, whereas now we don't have those limitations. So Cyber City will be very familiar to this, whereas people will connect their wallet, they'll have access, they'll watch video number 1, they'll set up their account, they'll watch video number 2, they'll take an action, they'll watch video number 3, they'll learn a little bit more and take an action. And eventually the goal is to get them into our world to shop around, right? To start investing in stuff, eventually in the marketplace or in NRGY directly or what have you. So it will be very similar to how this worked. There'll be different avatars and access levels. As I had mentioned to you guys, it's a front-end system to help make you money, those of you that are marketers. It puts over 70% in your pocket. That's the point of it, is to want to educate and to fund growth. And that's just kind of very similar to what this is. So for those of you that remember what we had, that thing did a lot of money, over $200+ million in sales for the back-end company that we built it for. And Cyber City, I think, can outdo that tenfold, in my opinion. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Alan. He's got this really awesome thing for you guys to let you know what's happening. It starts real soon here with this new release next week. So Alan, go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Welcome, as always. First of all, I want to let you know that we are, NRGY tokens, the NRGY token itself is unique, is the fact that it is gives each of us the opportunity to participate in intellectual property and the royalty payments from intellectual property through smart contracts. And that really is a development that we are spearheading in the industry. It's a huge, huge leap forward. Everything that we're building is to make that process for someone who wants to invest in royalties, that wants to use our system, is easy and as trustworthy and as comfortable as we can make. That's what Chris has been staying up all night, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, every single night working on. That's the quality and the professionalism that our entire team is bringing to this effort. These things, and I'll be the first one to say, we're striving each week to deliver. We are working very, very closely together with key people in the community, updating, working, building, and all those ongoing efforts. It's pressure every single day, and eventually the pressure pushes through to what we believe we'll see next week, a major, major breakthrough for all of us, and we're all going to enjoy the benefits of that. I know I'm talking in vague terms, but such as when we want to be fair. We don't want to give one particular person or group of people an unfair advantage over another. And so that's why it's important that we, and of course, we're going to release to this group first because you guys are always here. You're here on Saturday, you're here on Thursday. Your support is incredible. And we thank you very, very much. I'm going to share my screen real quick. I just want to update you when we start talking about intellectual property. This is the firm we've retained. They're out of the DC area, technically Tysons, Virginia. They're a top intellectual property law firm, and we've retained them this week to advise us on protecting and the opportunities to exploit and profit from the iNFT technology that we've developed. So we're really pleased and happy that they're on our team, and they're going to be instrumental in allowing us to, in terms of protecting the patent. One of the things that I learned is that, you know, we've had a little bit of a delay moving forward with some of the iNFT businesses, mostly because we've got to make sure that the infrastructure and, you know, the legal contracts, everything are in place. So we have a solid basis to move forward. So I want everyone to see that. We're really excited. We've made progress on that effort this week. And I wanted to share that with you. And another very important note, though I can't, at this point, we're not going to be able to tell you exactly what's going to happen next week. There is going to be a transaction. The transaction is going to dramatically produce an increase in your weekly rewards in the coming month. Though we don't know exactly what it would be, the minimum we can estimate at this point is you're going to see weekly yields on energy in the market making staking contract leap to around greater than 12% in the next 4 weeks. That's really exciting news. A 12% increase in yield is going to create more value for everyone that's in the staking contract. You're going to get that over the next 4 weeks. It's the result of the transaction we're going to talk about next week. And what it's going to do is it's going to reward people that have been, and I still think our rewards are, you know, yield-wise are, you know, right up there with the top real yields. We're not talking about money game yields where there's less than the opportunity for a zero-sum game. We're talking real yields. And so our yields have been good. We're going to be building, and the announcement to come, a long-term, our weekly minting ends in 79 weeks. And we're going to be looking for yields outside of 79 weeks. So we have a unique, exciting plan, long-term, to generate solid yields, because we want our stakers to benefit, not just in terms of royalty revenues, not just in terms of, but also the fact that you guys are the foundation of our financial system. And we appreciate that and thank you for it. So I want to talk to you a little bit real quickly about what a greater than zero-sum game opportunity is. But before I get into that, I want everyone, I'm going to reiterate that over the next 4 weeks, you will see a projected increase in yield to the likes of which we haven't seen since the first couple weeks of energy when it first started. And that's going to be it's a great reward to all of you for staying and staking and believing in the future of our project. So I want to talk a little bit before, real briefly here, about what a greater than zero-sum opportunity is and how our greater than sum opportunity represents something unique in the cryptocurrency space. And what that means basically is it offers the probability that more holders of a cryptocurrency can gain versus lose over the long term. Now, if you look at other projects that show yields, and if you study the actual financial system, we can call them money games, we can call them shell games, we can call them, you know, confusing things that people don't understand, and that's the way they want them, because they don't want to let you see the real truth, which is the people early on have an advantage over the people that come in later. And in our inherent design of energy, we made certain on many different levels that did not exist. It doesn't exist, for example, when you go ahead and stake energy today in the staking pool, you're getting the yields from the previous 3 weeks, right? It doesn't exist in the fact that there is no developer share. There's no special allocation given to certain people versus others. It simply is a fair financial system. And based on that fairness, we have cutting edge, leading vision and technology that we can capitalize on. And our coins, our energy token, can be used to access that value, that royalty value from our dApps, from opportunities in multiple and many disparate and different industries. So because of that growth phase, because of the fact that energy and its supporting smart contracts will be able to give you access to royalties that you can individually choose, manage, increase, decrease, effectively have your own individual contract royalties for multiple different opportunities, and have other people will be able to participate equally in the same way. Because of that growth factor, energy truly is a protocol that offers the opportunity for more winners than losers. And I think if you go through and you look carefully at projects and study them carefully, you're going to find out that we have a unique value based on doing what's right, providing for all, and building what's more important for us is building the economy that we need for the future. And I'm going to just wrap up by saying, owning energy really offers both innovation and intrinsic value. And we are building a prosperous economic growth engine. Building a growth engine that's open to a global community of people it's an effort. It is difficult. It is challenging. It is tiring. Okay, but we will continue that effort together, and we're looking forward. And I was talking to one of our community, where can we be this year? I got a good feeling where we're going to be, and I hope all of you also have the same feeling as well. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Alan. All right.
All right, guys. So I'm back with you guys. Lots of exciting stuff is happening. And if you guys didn't catch that, there's a transaction that is going down that is going to drastically increase the weekly reward. And you're going to hear a lot more about that next week. So you're going to see a lot of this stuff come to fruition. You're going to see, the new website. Hopefully the listings will be up. The press release. I'm anxious to get that press release, guys, out because I know that's going to bring a lot of eyeballs to energy. And, just so many good things. The patent being filed. We're going to talk on Saturday, guys. You want to be sure that you get to our presentation Saturday. We're really going to be talking about iNFTs a lot this Saturday, and really how these can completely change the financial markets as we know it. This is really the dawn, guys, of a new financial system. People don't understand the power of the Infinity NFT until they really hear about it and hear examples of how this Infinity NFT can be applied, not just to the music industry, not just to the entertainment industry, but to the whole world markets overall. When you understand the power of this Infinity NFT, the wheels start turning. You go, holy smokes. You mean it can be applied here, 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 here? You mean if I'm a doctor that performs a special procedure that nobody else does, I can do an Infinity NFT? You mean if I'm a restaurant that has a special recipe, I can do an Infinity NFT every time that dish is served? I mean, guys, this Infinity NFT is game changer. There's a reason why our developers patented I can't even say that word. Gosh, that's a hard word to say. There's a reason they patented this technology. Patented.
They're
There
going
you
to.
go. It's the hardest word I have troubles with. But there's a reason that they did that, guys, because this technology is that big. And our press release is really going to talk about this technology and how this can change the world. But there's a transaction that will be going down next week that is really going to change the financial scope immediately for energy. And you're going to see a lot more excitement and a lot more eyeballs come into energy. You're going to see people that you've never seen in energy before come into energy because what we're doing is just that damn big, just being honest with you. So at this time, I'm going to end the recording, then we'll open it up for a short Q&A.